Okay, guys, this next video is supposed to be about the syllabus, but I just realized in the first video on navigation, I forgot to go over a typical week, which is what I wanted to do. So let's talk really quickly about a typical week. Typical week, week one is an example. You'll have day one, day two, kind of treating this as if like, in a normal face-to-face class, we would meet twice a week typically. So there's 2 days worth of work. Day one is kind of unusual because this is the intro day. So let's talk about a typical day, day two. You have a few sections, sometimes one, sometimes two, maybe at the most three, which is very rare. Actually, I'm not sure if we ever do three in a single day. And then what you do is you'll see right at the top, what are you learning today? So that kind of gives you an idea, setting up the things that you're going to learn. And then you'll see a link to open up the notes for the first section. Now, by this point, when you open up these notes, you should have already actually learned something by reading the textbook or by looking at some of the online media in the MyLab Math site. But once you've gone over, just learning some of the basic stuff from that section, this is section 1.1, then you go to the classwork, open this up, and here are my notes that I created for you. And then what you'll do is you can try look through the questions and see what you can figure out, attempt them on your own. Or if you want to, you can work on it as you're watching the video. So here's an example. Here's the 1.1 video. You can open this up in one screen, then have your own. Okay, shh, shh, shh. Okay, and then have your own Google Doc open at the same time and start filling it out together. You can pause the video, try the question out, and then check if you're correct. And then that way you have the whole classwork filled out. Right? Once you fill this stuff out, you blah blah blah, fill this whole thing out. This page becomes your classwork. That's the first assignment that you turn in. You turn that in through the classwork. There's a link over here. Actually, no, I'm sorry, there's not a link. Classwork is over here on the left tab. Click on that, and then the assignments will be open week by week for you to upload the classwork. The best way to upload classwork is just to go over here. Once you fill it out, click on share, copy link, and just make sure that this general access is changed to anyone with the link so that I can always see what you did. Then copy the link, and then that's what you're gonna paste into your classwork when you go to submit it. Because that's classwork, right? Watch the videos as you're doing the classwork. And then once you do that, then go to your homework. Homework is in MyLab Math. You close that thing up. MyLab Math, and then, do the homework 1.1. This week, for the first week, you also have an additional assignment, which is to just introduce yourself and to meet a few of your classmates as well. Here's my introduction. You can read that later. You can comment on mine, or you can comment on three of your classmates, or both. Okay, so this video, sorry guys, that was kind of an aside. I forgot to add that to the Lalima navigation. The point of this video is really supposed to be for the syllabus. So let's talk about syllabus. Oops, I wrote spring. Sorry, this is supposed to be fall. Unless I'm linking the wrong one. Am I linking the wrong? Yeah, I'm linking the wrong one. Sorry guys, this is the wrong syllabus. Hold on, let me pause this video. Okay, I fixed the link, so now the correct syllabus for this semester is showing up. This is fall 2024. And you see the repeat of the overview, a lot of the same information from the overview, my email, the websites, office hours, and if you ever lose the link, you can just click on it here too. It's linked here again. Some of this stuff is redundant for a reason, so that's, in case you forget or you lose it one place, you can find it somewhere else. Okay, here's a little bit about me. You can read that on your own later. It's going to highlight a few things. Here's the things that you're supposed to learn by the end of the class. Let you read that later. These are kind of things that some of the terminology won't make sense to you because you haven't learned it yet. So, by the time that you finish the class, then you should know all that stuff. Again, some more of the same stuff was repeated in the overview page. Let me reiterate, do not purchase a book separately because you already have access to it for free. Okay, here's something highlighted. This class statistics is kind of different from it's probably different from any math you've taken before. Like math from algebra all the way up through calculus and beyond. Most of it is pretty similar. They're all related to algebra. Statistics is really on the side. So it's something that's really new, which is kind of good and bad. Honestly, I think it's kind of one of the easier math courses in a sense, but the thing that makes it difficult is that it's just kind of different. It's separate. So it's good in the sense that you get a fresh start, even if you haven't been good at math in the past. But because it's different, it also means that, anytime you come across something different, it's gonna require some extra time just to familiarize yourself with it, to get used to it. I think of math like a language, so you need to have some time to immerse yourself in it before you start to click with it. Like when you learn anything, right? Like when you learn to drive, at first it's kind of like everything feels so difficult, but after a while it just becomes autonomous. Same thing with statistics. And I say all that just to give you an expectation. Expect to spend about 7 or more hours per week studying for just this class. And some of that is going to be the time you spend doing the classwork together. That's already like an automatic 3 hours per week. And then in addition to that, you got the homework and you got your studying time on your own, reading through the book or the PowerPoints, and then just learning the material. So I say seven is kind of an average. Some people might take longer, some people might take a little less, but just expect to have a decent amount of time. Okay, other important things. Email is the primary form of communication. So if you're not checking your hawaii.edu email, then I suggest you forward it to an email that you are going to check because that's going to be the where I send all my communications to you. Although you could get around that by just checking the announcements regularly as well. I check it at least once a day though, your email. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Okay, so contacting me again, here's my email. Once again, if you want to talk to someone, if you have some like complaint or issue and you don't want to talk to me about it, then you can try emailing our department chair. It's her email and her name, Nadine. She's cool. Quick information about withdrawals. The deadline for withdrawals is November 4th. So if you feel like you're not doing well, you don't think you're going to pass by that point you have some good idea because we'll have taken at least an exam, then that's the deadline, so you know. If I pass that, we don't allow withdrawals, and our department's pretty strict about that, unless there's like some serious exceptional case. Okay, this is very important, guys. The participation policy, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. This is actually true, or it's supposed to be true for all of your courses, although I'm not sure all the professors follow it. But this is actually a national thing where we're required to drop you, or we don't do the dropping, but we report if you haven't participated in the first week of class, and then the registrar automatically drops you from the course if you haven't. So that means if you haven't turned in a homework assignment by September 3rd, which is the Tuesday after the first week of class, then you're automatically withdrawn from the class. And I don't really have a say in that. If you didn't do anything, then that's just, it happens automatically. So something to be aware of, and this is supposed to apply for all of your courses. So be aware of that for all of your courses. Okay, validation feedback. So the good thing for feedback is you're doing your homework online, and the good thing about that is as soon as you do a question, if you get it wrong, it'll tell you. And if you get it right, it'll tell you. And you can redo questions over and over again until you get them right. So that way you can get 100% on all your homeworks. And if you get 100% on all your homework, you do all your classwork, it actually makes passing the class pretty easy. It means that you can basically average like 60s on your exams and still pass with a C, assuming you do all the homework, all the classwork, and discussions. Okay, letter grades divided the typical way, and then here's the breakdown for how much each portion of the class is worth. Classwork we talked about, discussions. So these are easy points. Homework, like I said, you can redo it till you get 100%. So these three, I feel like these are easy points. You just have to put in the work. And then that kind of softens any difficulties you might have with exams. Project two, I think it's kind of actually easy work. Like most people who do the project get at least a B. It's kind of rare to have a C or lower if they actually put in effort to produce a decent project. I'm pretty generous with the grading of that one as long as you follow my directions and I kind of lay it out for you very simply. All right, here's a link to the academic calendar, and here's a few of the important dates. First date of instruction is Monday, which is maybe you're watching this after Monday. Okay, final exam week is December 13th to 20th. We have a scheduled final exam for Wednesday, the 18th tentatively, but that is going to be all day. Exam is going to be open and you can just access it on Lima. Once you start, you have a time limit, but you can access it anytime in that whole period. And and when it comes to a date and you're not available that day, then email me. We can work something out. Okay, here's a tentative schedule for the class. And this is I say tentative because a lot of times when I teach a normal class, things kind of get shifted around depending on how fast we're going. But because it's asynchronous, it's unlikely that this will change. It'll probably just stay the same unless I hear back from a lot of people saying, "Oh, I haven't trouble with this section. Can we slow down?" Then we consider changing this around. But most likely, this is gonna stay the way it is. Okay, I'll let you guys look through that more later. Okay, the last part of this last page is just institutional information that you can expect to see on a lot of your syllabi if they're using the KCC template like they're supposed to be using. And yeah, some of the things to highlight here. If you need academic support or help, here's a link, and yeah, here you can get things such as like extended time for tests if you have a learning disability, things like that. Okay, guys, and that basically covers it. So that's syllabus. If you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime. And emailing me is probably the best way that we can communicate. A lot of times people have questions and I can actually just answer you via email or via the online homework has a function where you can ask me questions through the homework too. So that's another avenue. And if that's not enough, then we can set up a Zoom call and talk story. Okay, guys, see you in the next video.